got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile.
We're in Derbyshire, we're in Hope, and a number of people have been asking for an update on the van and some photographs and bits and pieces. So as Joe's getting our tea ready and Louis fast asleep, oh no, he's awake again, I thought I'd take this opportunity just to do the quick update. So in the van, we don't normally have Louis' bed there, that usually goes in the footwell. That's Joe pulling up her pants because she don't wear a belt.
I've got a belt on.
There's the main updates we've fitted into the van really is we've got our Wi-Fi on, and we did a video about our Wi-Fi aerial. There's the O-light that I did the review on. I've got that clipped up there so we can charge it. That's really useful on a night for taking Louis out for a walk. Over this side there's a fridge. Open the fridge, Joe. My lovely assistant will open a fridge, although she's not available, so Joe will do it. As you can see, there's more alcohol in there than anything else. This roller cupboard here, we have our water tanks and we have our gas bottle, and we have some fresh water in there as well as separate water bottles. This one here is cleaning stuff, and at the back of that cupboard is where our Epispatcher heater is, and the pots and pans and bits and pieces are at the top there. Surprisingly they don't rattle. And the normal sink, 2-ring burner, top cupboard there full of junk, and this one, kettle, tea bags, cups, mugs, bits and pieces. Fire extinguisher at the back. That's the table leg there, and that table leg fits under here. There's a hole in the carpet here and it slides in there so we can have the table, and this is the table top. There's our bin. This seat rotates round. There's the GPS on the front. I've done all the reviews for it, it's still working well. The Osmo Pocket sits on a bracket there. That's how I start my videos off. A dash cam, my mobile. Charging units here for everything, so as you're travelling along we can charge the various GoPros and other cameras, the Osmo, and also the drone batteries. Another bracket there for a GoPro mount, and one on the dash. There's the reversing camera, which is also supposed to be a GPS. This PA system here was a bit of a joke really. People kept taking the mickey out saying it's the A-Team van, so that we can play the A-Team tune as we rock up somewhere. I know, very sad. We do have these fitted blinds on the van, on each window and across the front here, and they're just magnets in the middle together. And on this side, which is excellent, saves messing about putting the things on your windows. In the back of the van, step over Louis because he won't move. This is where all the electrics are, so everything's switched on and off from here. There's our 12-volt supply, and that's linked to the solar and the battery charging unit. In here, more alcohol and lots of food. There's about 5 bottles of wine in there. That's Joe's cupboard. She has her own official cupboard since we moved from the T5 to this, so she puts all her whatever she carries in there. This seat under here, there's a box, and in there we keep our portaloo. And then the bed is 6 foot wide, and there's a lot of interest in this. So the bed manages to be 6 foot wide because the actual windows are stuck on the outside of the van, and so all you have is a piece of glass here and a piece of glass on the other side behind the curtains, and that enables you to have a 6 foot wide bed. You have a smart TV up here, This is our CCTV that we've done a review of time and time again. Various bits of junk and things up top. This is a music system up here which has got Bluetooth on. It's also a karaoke unit as well, if you want to annoy people. Going outside, we have the awning that's fitted onto the roof rack. And the CCTV cameras are fastened onto there as well. And there's a separate video about fitting the awning and the cameras if you want to see how they're fitted. So these windows, this is the side door, but it's the same principle. These windows are actually stuck on the outside of the van, and that gives you the maximum width. We fitted the awning brackets onto the side of the van, because if we had them stuck in the ground, Louis usually ties the lead round them and he falls over it. There's another CCTV camera, and you see the brackets for the awning on there. There's the window look. It's actually stuck on the outside of the van, which gives you the maximum width. Bike rack on the back and a ladder to get up to the roof. And in the back at the moment, but we have a number of plastic boxes. So we have our paddles and bits and pieces on the back doors. That's a bodyboard, an axe, various things hung up on the back rail. And if you've got a wet jacket or something, or a wetsuit, we usually hang those on there to dry out. In the back here, and there's all sorts, these plastic boxes, there's a wood burner in here, there's an outdoor stove, there's various boots, fishing rods and things down the side, the guitar, and at the back, that box at the back, where you can just see the lid of it, that's where the batteries are. In that corner is the charging unit and the fuse box, which links all the batteries together into the solar panels. The batteries, we changed the batteries on this. It had two 110 amp hour batteries on, but we changed those for two 260 amp hour batteries, and that enabled us to have maximum power. We have got solar panels on the roof, and those solar panels are great, but the only problem with it is they're under the roof rack, which casts a shadow. There's the solar panels, which casts a shadow, and of course I've got the roof rack so I can put my canoe, my kayak and my surfboard on there, which obviously covers them completely. So if we don't have any sun or it's winter, I wanted enough power in my batteries to enable us to stay for 2 or 3 days without any charging possibilities. There is a split charger fitted. Also, you'll see that I've had to cut the roof rack, so it's cut here and in front of that skylight to enable the skylights to be opened. And these waffle boards are all tie wrapped on. So if we do get stuck anywhere, we can just cut the tie wraps, throw these under the wheels, and we've got like a full platform to be used, the full length of the van, to enable us to get out. That side, that little dome thing there, that's our Wi-Fi aerial. There's a video about that on my channel. And there's another video about that little aerial on there, which is tremendous. It's a TV aerial for digital TV. And that little aerial there, they cost about 12 quid and they're amazing. Now that's slightly bent, and that bracket's slightly bent because we've hit various trees with them, but they managed to survive. Light bar on the front, and then on the side here there's some working lights. When the awning's wound in, if we're fishing somewhere or we're doing some work outside, these light up the full area in front of the van. I am going to put some lights underneath the awning at some point. And all this is still temporary, so these wires is just tie wrapped down the side for when I change the lighting around, and then I'll put them away properly. But this gives you a full platform, this waffle board, real strong platform, and excellent if you get stuck in mud or anything. But saying that about the solar panels, I mean, they don't look particularly clean, and they are under a roof rack and cast lots of shadows. But if you noticed on the charging unit, we're still producing over 13 volts for that, and it's still putting enough power into my batteries. But having the split charger and such massive batteries in there means we'll always have power for, well, probably up to three days, maybe 4 days, depending how much power we use. We've got a step on the back, and on the back step is the parking sensors. I like the way the bike rack folds up as well and covers the ladder, put people off from climbing up the ladder. Another CCTV camera on that side, and if you notice there's a bit of a leaf off a tree where we've clobbered something. That was when we was away last weekend. There's another bit of bark in there as well, look. So that roof rack has been doing a lot of hedge cutting. There's the front CCTV camera and the front light bar. And we have the front sun deflector. There's a video about that. And there's a video about this bonnet cover as well. Down at the front we have the bull bar and another light bar. We changed this for a black one just so it fitted in. There's Joe again. Say something useful.
Sausages.
And then we fitted the wheels. So these are Black Rhino York gunmetal grey wheels and Goodridge tyres. And they actually run out of these in America, and we got the last 4 of them, so I'm waiting for another one when they start to make some more, and I'm going to get another one and have it on the roof as a spare wheel. Got running boards down the side because it is quite high. The lights have been changed in here, and they're actually purple on the night, which looks quite... Now the electrics in the van are really simple. Everything's 12 volt, everything comes off that switching panel I showed you before. But with everything being 12 volt and having those big batteries, I don't need an inverter. My laptop and everything else runs off 12 volts. So it's quite efficient the way it runs. And having the split charger from the alternator on the engine just makes it even better. We do have a power pack here, a power outtake here, 240 volts. And that's just linked to a a tent distribution unit for a campsite. I'll show you that one. I would say this is probably the easiest way to actually do mains camper van electrics. If you see here, this unit, is just an independent unit. It's fastened to this wall, this wheel arch, but it's an independent unit, and it comes with the cable and the hookup plug. The sulphur tents are about 30 quid, and all I've done is taken a socket over there, put it onto a 13 amp plug into the actual plug bank, and I've also got here an intelligent battery charger linked to the batteries, and there's another plug that goes into this. And we didn't drill any holes in the side, we simply pulled this cable out the bottom of the van and then put it into a power supply in a campsite. Or we have an adapter that fits into here and turns it to a 13 amp plug so we can charge it from the house. So that makes the 240 volt electrics really easy, and to be honest we never ever really use it. Spare gas bottle there in case we run out of gas inside, but we also have an outside cooker that we can use. That's another water tank, and up here it runs around the top and there's an outdoor shower, so you can open both the doors, put something over this side to block it off and have a shower, but mainly we just rinse ourselves down if we've been in the sea. That's what it mainly gets used for. I didn't drill any holes in for the aerials through the roof or anything. All the cables have just gone underneath the edging and there's been no leakage from there at all, and they must have been under there for quite a few months now and they're still fine. But that garage under there, all that storage under there is just tremendous. You get all sorts of stuff in there. What we like to do if we get to a campsite is get the awning up, just to give you a bit of cover, keep the sun off, or if it's going to rain. We have a fold out table, gas barbecue, we have a separate gas cooker we can use outside as well, and a couple of nice big chairs. And this is all the advantage of having a bigger van than the T5 with all this extra room in. I think I've covered everything we've changed now. I don't think there's many more things we're going to change with the van for now. that's about it. We need to get the spare wheel and get that on the roof, and I think we're about fit for it really. And we use this all year round now. We're just planning where we're going to go around Christmas time. Might get up to Scotland. The heater in this, the Epispatcher heater, is tremendous. Gives lots of heat out, and Joe always sets it too high, so she has it about 80 degrees in here, don't you?
Yes, got to be warm.
And Louis loves it.
Louis loves the warm.
Louis loves the warmth. That big bed sits in the footwell down here, or we'll sit on the seat, and we have a climbing multi-loop climbing sling that goes through there and fastens onto his harness, and that's legal. We've had that tested by the police. And then the big fixed bed, which Louis thinks it's his bed. Speakers here for the external hi-fi in the karaoke unit. When Joe wants to start howling.
From a singing career.
Yeah, she needs a few glasses of wine, and we all need to be far, far away. Well, these things here, you see these here, these are known as hard mounts, and they're stainless. They use them on yachts and various other boats, and we use those for clipping Louis' lead to. There's a couple on the top there, so if Louis is up on the back travelling at any point, we can clip him up there. Well, when we took him across to Ireland in his cage, we fastened the cage there so the cage didn't move. But I'd say perfect fit out for us. Happy with it?
Totally happy.
Isn't that what you'd want to change? Is there?
I wouldn't want any other van.
Having a mid-wheelbase van is really good in relation to parking as well, because if you notice, there's no shower unit, because we don't really need a shower. We've got a shower on the back, or we can get washed in the sink. The toilet unit, because we've got a portaloo in here, we just take out when we need it, so that saves so much room. We've got plenty of storage for everything else, and we're quite happy with that type of setup. Now, with us not having a shower, it means we don't have to have a water heater, so there's another piece of kit you don't actually need.
We're on campsites a lot, aren't we?
We're on campsites a lot, or even
get showered on the campsite.
Yeah, showered on the campsites, or just out the sink. Get washed out the sink, and 3 or 4 nights without a campsite, it's absolutely fine for us, not a problem whatsoever. But the advantage is you can get into car parking spaces, and you haven't got such a big van to move around, and it's cheaper on the ferry as well. As well as those window covers on the front windows and the side windows, we have these in the back. So these just slide up like that, and they keep all the light out or all the light in. That was a train going by. So having this one on this side here, there's an opening window here, so it's near the cooker, and there's another one on this side door. Again, same type of thing, just slides up and clips in. Just saves so much messing about when you get to a campsite. The back windows are tinted windows as well, so you can't actually see in, and they just have the traditional curtains on. And that's Louis' favourite position. It's covered in Whippet nose art on there. Or if we park up somewhere and we have to have the van the other way around, there's the same setup on this side. And then a shelf here and various things to put storage in, your telephone and things on a night. But it's great to sit in the van and link up to Netflix or something, or Sky on the go, or YouTube even, with our Wi-Fi here linked to the TV. We can watch all those in bed and catch up on what's happening on YouTube. Camper vans, it's like anything really, it's about compromise. How much room you've got, how much money you've got, and what type of setup you like. We really like this setup, it works for us, and it's nice and easy. The water system's easy, it's just 2 15 litre barrels that you can take out and take to any tap to fill up. We don't have a waste tank, we have a bucket we can put underneath the van, or if we're somewhere like this on grass we don't use a lot of water, so we just let the wastewater come out of there. Gas system's really easy setup, there's a bottle, 1 regulator to the bottom of the gas. And you've seen the electrics, it's a very easy setup on the electrics as well. But it's all about compromise, and if we had endless amounts of money, would we change the van for anything else? Probably not. If I was starting from scratch again, I would probably go for automatic just for ease, and maybe go for 4-wheel drive, but I don't think we really need it in this country. Our long-term plan is to use the van as much as we possibly can, and this year we've practically been away nearly every weekend, haven't we? And been to Ireland, all over the country, and we tend to do that all through the year as well. When we finally retire, we'll probably get a little place somewhere up in North Yorkshire, and we'll stay in the UK during summer, and in winter we plan to go across to Europe in the camper van and do winter in Europe in the van.
Lay down, darling.
Louis loves it.
Lay down. Oh, he's... Oh.
It's more Louis' van than anything else. What do you want? What do you want? What? What? He loves travelling in it, and have been in the footwell or on the seat, and he takes up most of the room in the bed as well, don't you, Lulu?
And he loves it when I don't come because he sits in my seat.
Exactly. Don't you, Louis? You prefer it when it's just me and you. Got a lot more room, haven't we? You'll get the front seat. You can look out the window. Yeah.
Yes.
I got what else to say? To your fans on YouTube? Well, hello everybody.
Oh, that's clever, Louis. Go on, have your tea.
So what are we having for tea tonight?
We're having veggie burgers with onions, fried onions, in bread cakes, as we call them from home.
Bread cakes. And I'm drinking this that Joe's just bought me. And I don't think I'll be having many of them. My God, takes the enamel off your teeth. There goes the train again.
Yeah, there's not loads of trains.
So hopefully that covers all the things that people have been asking. We do have an Instagram account as well. I'll put the link below, and it's a lot easier if people ask me questions. I can respond on Instagram and I can send the photographs through that. So if there is any bits and pieces you need to know about the van or anything like that, sure up you, we can put it on there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. See you on the next one.
We got time.